Hey guys, Alicorn here. This is my second of 3 videos on how the 5 units in Dominus work. In the last video we talked about power, what strengths and weaknesses each unit has. Next video we'll look at the types of bonuses the units get against other units, but today we're going to look at the movement speed of each unit in the different game speed modes. There are 3 speed modes for games: regular, speed, and crazy fast, which decide how fast the units go. In order of fastest unit to slowest unit, we have cavalry, archers, footmen, pikemen, and catapults. You can find the time to skip to the 3 speed modes by the windows here or in the description. So let's talk about specifics now, starting with the slowest game mode and the slowest unit. Regular games have the slowest pace of the 3 modes. Catapults go a zippy 4 hexes per hour, which means they take 15 minutes per hex. So if you want to send an army of catapults halfway across the map, say 50 hexes, you have to wait for literally half a day, 12 hours, for them to get to that spot. Talk about slow. This is when it actually becomes faster to build a village all the way across the map and level it up to level 3 so it can hire catapults. But village strategies is a topic for another video, so just know for now that catapults take 15 minutes per hex. Pikemen take 8 hexes per hour, or 1 hex every 7.5 minutes, twice as fast as catapults. If you want to see how long it would take them to move to a relatively close spot without selecting the units and clicking on the hex you want to send them to, you can count the number of hexes and divide by 2 3 times to get an estimate for how long it will take. For example, this green hex is 14 spaces away from my castle. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So 14 divided by 2 is 7, divided by 2 is 3.5, divided by 2 is 1 3/4 hours, or 105 minutes in case you are wondering. Footmen go 10 hexes per hour, or 1 hex every 6 minutes. Estimating this in your head is actually pretty easy, as from before our 14 hexes times 6 equals 84 minutes, or 1 hour and 24 minutes. Archers go 14 hexes per hour, or 1 hex every 4 minutes and 17 seconds. This one is a little tricky. One thing you can do to estimate their time of arrival is count 17 minutes per 4 hexes, but that gets pretty complicated pretty fast, and it's easier at that point to go ahead and click on the hex you want to move it to. Now, cavalry move at a slightly quicker pace of 22 hexes per hour, or 1 hex every 2 minutes and 44 seconds. A similar trick for estimating time for cavalry can be used as for pikes. Count the hexes, and with this faster unit, count 5 minutes per 2 hexes, or 11 minutes per 4 hexes to be more accurate. This way, the 14 hexes would be 14 divided by 2 equals 7 times 5 equals 35, or just a little over 35 minutes. And sure enough, it's 38 minutes. That was the regular game speed. In a speed game, unit movement is 6 times faster than in a regular game. Catapults move at 24 hexes per hour, or 2.5 minutes per hex. This makes estimating very easy. Just count 5 minutes per 2 hexes. Easy. Pikemen move at 48 hexes per hour, or 1 minute and 15 seconds per hex. This one is also pretty easy to estimate at 5 minutes per 4 hexes, again twice as fast as catapults. Footmen move at 60 hexes per hour, or 1 minute per hex. 1 minute per hex. Does this need any more explanation? Archers move at 84 hexes per hour, or 42 seconds per hex. Archer speed is always tricky. For this you can estimate 45 seconds per hex, which translates to 1.5 minutes per 2 hexes, or 3 minutes per 4 hexes. The actual numbers will be a little less than that estimate, but it's generally accurate. For example, 12 hexes ends up being 12 divided by 4 equals 3 times 3 equals 9 minutes. It's actually 8.5 minutes. Cavalry go pretty quick at 132 hexes per hour, or 27 seconds per hex. This too can be easily estimated at a little less than 2 hexes per minute. Because the actual time is 6 seconds less than 2 hexes per minute, 20 hexes per 10 minutes actually drops 1 minute to 20 hexes per 9 minutes. So in general, you can estimate 2 hexes per minute, but for slightly longer travel paths, I would subtract 1 or 2 minutes. Now we've seen both regular and speed modes, so let's see the crazy fast, where unit movement is 3 times faster than in speed, or 18 times faster than in regular. This is the closest that Dominus will get to being a real-time strategy game like Age of Empires or StarCraft. Catapults go 72 hexes per hour, or 50 seconds per hex. Here you can pretty easily estimate 5 minutes every 6 hexes, 50 seconds for 1, 140 for 2, 230 for 3, 320 for 4, 410 for 5, and 5 minutes for 6 hexes. Pikemen go 144 hexes per hour, or 25 seconds per hex. Like cavalry in speed, these are a little less than 2 hexes per minute, so you can estimate the same way as with cavalry in speed, only with 10 seconds less per actual minute, making it 12 hexes per 5 minutes. Or you could just estimate them twice as fast as catapults. That works too. Footmen go 180 hexes per hour, or 20 seconds per hex. 20 seconds per hex is the same as 3 hexes per minute. Really easy there. Archers go 252 hexes per hour, or 14 seconds per hex. Again, this is tricky, especially since it is not truly 14 seconds, but 14.29 seconds. But easily enough, you can multiply this by 4 to get 57 seconds per 4 hexes, or roughly 4 hexes per minute. Now for the fastest unit in the game, crazy fast cavalry. They speed along at 396 hexes per hour. That's 9 seconds per hex, or about 6.5 hexes per minute. This is great for getting around the map quickly, but is a nightmare when trying to battle with cavalry armies. This is also known as cav dueling. Little known fact, Dominus is technically a type of turn-based game, where unit movement and building income are updated every 5 seconds. This makes it so that dueling with other cavalry in Crazy Fast is extremely tricky and risky. Check it out. Oh. 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 Shut up! I sped this up a little for time's sake, but each click is made when the unit's timer is at 1 or 0 seconds. So while a cavalry takes 9 seconds to move, 2 to 5 of those seconds is spent waiting for the turn to end so it can move. And if you give it one more move command, it takes one more turn to calculate that. So cav dueling in a regular game is tedious and exciting in speed, but it's insane in Crazy Fast. I'll discuss cav dueling in a video sometime in the future, as it is a very interesting experience, and takes a long time to master, which I can't say I've done. Just know for now that cavalry move at 6.5 hexes per minute, or 1 hex per 9 seconds. I hope this helped you understand the basics of unit movement a little better. Like last video, I touched on a couple subjects that needed to be covered in their own videos, but I'll get to those in time. If you have any questions about the individual units, please ask in the comments and I will do my best to answer them when I get around to doing a video on those individual units. And as always, if you have a request for a specific topic, just ask for it and I'll do a video on that in the near future. Until then, this is Alicorn signing out. Keep playing, and never give up.